The epic romance of Bella and Edward might have come to an end on the big screen, but millions of Twihards still can't get enough of this memorable cast. This is Where Are They Now on Clevver. Oh yeah, the world of vampires will never be the same thanks to this little old movie that debuted back in 2008, and in the near 6 years since it's been released, it's launched some of the cast into straight up A-list celebrities. So we thought it'd be fun to catch you up on what the Twilight cast is up to today. First up, we have the main star of the entire 5-film series, Kristen Stewart, who played the forever lovelorn Bella Swan. Since the last movie was released in 2012, the 24-year-old actress has kept a relatively low profile and has mainly focused on work. She has tons of projects in the pipeline right now, including the indie flick Clouds of Sils Maria with Chloe Grace Moretz, in addition to Camp X-Ray, where she'll take on the role of a soldier. Not to mention, Kristen is modeling for Chanel and directed a music video for band Sage and the Saints. Dang, I'm tired just reading all of that. And while we're on the subject of keeping busy, Kristen's former on- and off-screen beau, Robert Pattinson, aka the forever youthful Edward Cullen, has had no trouble finding work post-Twilight either. He's starring in The Rover, as well as Maps to the Stars, which made its big debut at Cannes this year. However, despite all of Rob's success, we're happy to report that fame hasn't changed him a bit, and he's still as awkward and lovable as ever.
I have extraordinarily heavy saliva.
Alright, so before we move on to the rest of the cast, we have to address the elephant in the room. Yes, the moment that many Twilight fans wish never happened, the cheating scandal. As you might recall, back in 2012, Kristen Stewart reportedly had an affair with Snow White and the Huntsman director Rupert Sanders. So Rob and Kristen eventually ended up staying together, but they did split for good in the spring of 2013. Since then, Rob has been linked to Sean Penn's daughter, Dylan, British playwright Polly Stenham, and even to his good pal, Katy Perry. However, he's currently single and ready to mingle, y'all.
Are you seeing anybody?
I know.
So you're single?
Yeah, I'm so excited.
As for Kristen, there have been rumors that she's dipped into the lady pond with her longtime gal pal, Alicia Cargyle. Also, we have a little bit of happy news to report, as Rob recently told The Hollywood Reporter that he and Kristen still talk. So there is still hope for you shippers out there. Anyways, moving along to the character who dares to come between Bella and Edward's eternal love, Jacob Black, aka Taylor Lautner. Since the Twilight Saga Breaking Dawn Part 2 was released in 2012, Taylor has maintained a relatively steady stream of work. His most notable roles include in Adam Sandler's 2013 comedy Grown Ups 2, where he played a frat bro.
Hey, what?
As well as a starring role on the BBC comedy Cuckoo, where he took over for Andy Samberg. Plus, he's starring in Tracers as a parkour pro, and then he'll be in Run the Tide, where he plays a son who kidnaps his brother after their drug-abusing mom returns from prison. All right, it's time to talk about the elusive Cullen clan. Ready? First, we have Nikki Reed, who played Rosalie Cullen, the biggest headline for her since wrapping up the Twilight saga. Sad to say, but she split with her hubby, Paul McDonald, although they're still making music together, which we love to hear. Also, she's been rumored to be dating Derek Hough. She's got a few dramatic films in the works as well. Next up, we have Rosalie's on-screen love, Emmett, played by Kellen Lutz. Kellen has managed to keep pretty busy since saying goodbye to the Twilight saga, thanks to his role in The Legend of Hercules. Oh yeah, and that happened. In addition to Hercules, he has a role in The Expendables 3, and he will be reprising his role from HBO's cult show The Comeback, which is, well, coming back. Another fella from the Cullen clan is Jackson Rathbone, who played Jasper. He's currently a doting dad to a little boy, and he's set to star with Pretty Little Liars as Janelle Parrish in the indie flick The Concerto. Moving on to Jasper's on-screen love, Alice, aka Ashley Greene. She has a few projects in the pipeline, the most notable being the upcoming flick Wish I Was Here, which was written and directed by Zach Braff. Oh, and she'll also be playing Priscilla Presley, you know, Elvis Presley's wife, in the upcoming film Shangri-La Suite. Look at that side by side, it's pretty impressive. Now, while the Cullens were obviously a huge part of the series, let's not forget about Bella's BFFs. First up, do we even need to discuss Anna Kendrick, who played Jessica? I feel like when you saw Anna in these movies, you just knew amazing things were coming her way.
I think I know those guys.
Well, they seem great.
Can we go?
And sure enough, this girl is on fire right now. Not only did she star in a little movie called Pitch Perfect, maybe you've heard of it, but she also has a ton of other projects in the works, such as Into the Woods, Cake, Happy Christmas, Mr. Right, and of course, Pitch Perfect 2. Basically, is there a movie she's not starring in? I don't think so. As far as Bella's other besties from the first flick go, Michael Welch, you know as Mike Newton, has a few projects in the works, while Eric, played by Justin Chon, was in 21 and Over with Skylar Astin and Miles Teller, and he was also on an ep of New Girl this past season. And last but certainly not least, Angela, played by Christian Serratos, currently has a role on the hit AMC show The Walking Dead. And what about the adults of Twilight, you may wonder? Well, let's talk about Bella's dad, aka Charlie Swan, played by Billy Burke. He had a role on the NBC show Revolution, but it got canceled, bummer. As for Bella's mom, Renee, Sarah Clark, she also had a small screen gig, the CW show The Tomorrow People, but sadly, that got canceled as well. And while we're on the subject of Twilight parents, Jacob's pop Billy Black, played by Gil Birmingham, appeared on the second season of the hit Netflix series House of Cards. Love that show. Also, Edward's, quote, parents have kept busy since Carlisle, aka Peter Facinelli, starred on Nurse Jackie, and we've also seen him on Glee, while Esme, played by Elizabeth Reeser, had a guest spot on True Detective and a recurring role on The Good Wife. It's a bit hard to believe that it's been almost 6 years since Twilight first took over pop culture. Even so, it seems as though its stars are faring pretty well post-Twilight, so we gotta give them all props for that. So let us know who remains your absolute favorite actor from the Twilight series, and then click right over here to see where some other stars from another mega franchise ended up, the cast of Harry Potter. Also be sure to hit that subscribe button for all of your Clevver news needs. I'm your host, Dana Ward. Thanks so much for taking this journey of Where Are They Now with us. We'll see you around. Bye, guys.